As Nigeria prepared for yet another election, the European Center for Electoral Support, ECES, organized a one-day workshop for the Independent Electoral Commission staff to sensitize them about women participation in the continuing voters registration and the collection of the permanent voters card. Speaking at the training, the resident electoral commissioner, Sam Olumekun, ably represented by Prince Adelani Oshade, said the commission considered it necessary to assemble women and men to brainstorm on how best to mobilize and encourage the women folk to participate actively in the forthcoming elections.
The introduction of the INEC National Gender Policy and the empowerment of the gender desk officers was an eloquent testimony of the Commission's resolve to ensure more engagements of all, especially women, in the electoral process. Despite the efforts made so far in encouraging the participation of all, women are still disadvantaged in several ways, so much that the issue of gender has remained an important consideration. And in order to sustain the incremental improvement of women's level of participation in the electoral process, there is need for more engagements of civil society organizations, hence this workshop.
The project director of the European Center for Electoral Support, David Lenote, represented by Kathy Latiwa, said the objective of the training is to sensitize women who represent 48% of the population on the need to register in the continuous permanent voters card registration.
The objective of the workshop is to sensitize the generally of Nigerian women who represent 48% of the population on the need to register in the current continued voter registration and collect their permanent card.
She also said the workshop will be taken to 6 geopolitical zones in the country.
Will be replicated in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. ECES is proud to associate with this worthy step towards ensuring broader participation of women in the political process within the context of the European Union support to democratic governance in Nigeria.
Mrs. Moji Makonjola spoke on the strengthening of women's role in the electoral process and the roles of the CSOs and the media during the 2019 general elections.
The media world is awash with all manners of tools and utilizable platforms. A prime example is the women radio. There are women-specific programming on TV, whether print, electronic, social, or wireless, like the News Agency of Nigeria. All platforms can be utilized, starting from the bodies of women association, whose only goal will be to put more women in offices. Women have always been highly mobilized, able when the cause has their buy-in. High-level advocacy has to be conducted to sensitize all stakeholders that inclusion of women in governance is germane to our growth and development as individuals and as a nation.
Some INEC directors and the participants also comment.
We are trying to find ways of ensuring that women participate more in the continuous voter registration exercise and in the collection of permanent voters cards. We are hopeful that with what we are doing now to ensure that more women are registered and more women collect their permanent voters cards, we will be able to ensure that in 2019 elections, more women participate in the exercise, either as voters only or as candidates of political parties.
Many activities and workshops in support and with INEC to encourage those women. So we are building capacity, we are engaging the CSO, Social Society Organization, the NGOs. We are trying to bring all the organizations together through INEC to encourage them to bring women out, to come, register, and vote.
Vote and be voted for. You cannot vote for a man or a woman of your choice. You can't be part of the governance process if you are not registered and you have your permanent voter's card. So it's important. But who are the people to disseminate or send this message across? We are looking at the CSOs and, of course, the media. Media is very important, be it radio, be it television like we're doing, newspaper. The media is very important, and what we call today the new social media, the new media that's also
part of what we are doing here. So it has become an imperative for us to ensure that we encourage Nigerians to get their permanent voters card. That way, more and more people would, can vote for the party and the person of their choice.
Also try to build the capacity of our staff to deliver on their mandate. So we're in Lagos to further partner with our stakeholders and our staff to ensure that we're all on the same page towards delivery of a good election. So probably the Commission has undergone a process of a process of dealing with the mode of appointment of electoral officers and assigned electoral officers and assessing them to ensure that they can cope with the vision of the Commission to deliver credible elections. So both training, capacity building and other initiatives are in place to ensure that we have credible elections.
The theme of the workshop is Southwest Zonal Workshop for Women Participation in the Continuous Voters Registration and the Collection of Permanent Voters Card, the role of civil society organizations.